What's up, guys? Welcome back to Everyday Money. I put out a video right after Thanksgiving on Black Friday, I think it was, when the markets went down by about 2% on the S&P 500, and then the crypto markets took a pretty substantial dive, anywhere from 5, 10, 20%, depending on what crypto that you were in. Dow Jones was down like 2.5%. And this was all because there is a brand new variant of COVID that was just found in South Africa called Omicron. And that is the newest one, and the World Health Organization is not sure exactly how potent it is, if the vaccines will be resistant to it, if people's natural immunity will be resistant to it, how fast it spreads. There's just not a lot that's known about this right now, and that is causing fear, uncertainty, and doubt, FUD, in the stock market and the crypto market. But there is another thing that is on the horizon that is going to put a negative pressure on the stock market, and will likely also put negative pressure on the crypto markets, because a lot of times they move in unison, because people are investing in these, and a lot of times people are investing in both. And so if it affects one negatively or positively, it'll affect the other negatively or positively. And so we're looking at two different things that are causing this fear, and the other one is the debt ceiling. Now, earlier in the year, about what was it, the beginning of the end of October or something, the government pushed through a temporary debt ceiling extension that kicked the can down the road to the beginning of December. And that is quickly coming upon us. We're on, I think, this November the 28th right now, and the Treasury has said that they can realistically finance the government through about December 15th. And this usually involves extraordinary measures that have become relatively ordinary in the last 10 or so years, as the debt ceiling is used more as a political weapon to try to get whatever parties in power try to push their agenda through. And these two things, either one of these individually, would have a negative impact on the stock market and likely the crypto market. But with these both coming at about the same time, and also the supply chain issues with the holiday shopping, and just a general negative outlook for the economy, is set to probably be a negative pressure for the stock market and when it opens up on Monday, as well as the crypto markets, which obviously operate 24/7. So when you're looking at these things, and you're looking at what the market is going to do this next week, and it's probably going to be a roller coaster, to be honest with you, you sit there and you say, what do you do? And if you look at back some of my other videos when I talk about what to do in a stock market crash, it all goes along with if the market doesn't necessarily crash. So if it doesn't go down by 20 or more percent, if it goes down by 2, 5, 10%, whatever, the same principles apply. And that is that if you are a long-term investor, and I have to say this, I have to do this for legal reasons, but anything I say is not an indication to buy, sell, or hold a stock. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not your financial advisor. This is just what I'm doing. These are my opinions on money, on stocks, on crypto. But if you guys are in companies, in stocks, and if you're in ETFs or mutual funds that you feel are good, solid stocks or mutual funds, then you sit there and you turn the news off, because you know that the markets typically always go up over time. Not typically, but historically. They have always gone up over time, no matter what the crash is, no matter what the crisis is, no matter what anything is. They have always gone up over time. Housing and stocks have historically gone up all the time. And for the short period of history that we have on crypto markets, they have always gone up over time as well. But what, is a refresher, what I want you guys to do is look at your holdings, look at your stock holdings, look at your crypto holdings, and just sit there and game this out. What would a 5% loss look for you on Monday? If the market's open and they were down 5%, what would your holdings look like? And could you be comfortable with that? Could you ride that out until it comes back? Look at what would happen if you took a 10% haircut, if you took a 20% haircut, and then, worst case scenario, let's say that we shut down all of the economies again. Let's say this got so bad that they did lockdowns again, which I don't think that people are going to tolerate a second time around. That's my opinion on it. But if they shut down everything, if they shut down travel, if they really restricted the economy again, like we did in early 2020 and just did that all over again, what would it look like if your holdings took a 50% haircut? And are you comfortable with that? Can you tune out, turn off the news, and just let that ride until it comes back? Because we saw this in February of 2020 when we first instituted the lockdowns. You can look at any of the market charts and they go straight down, and it's down like that for about a month or so, a couple weeks. And then if you guys bought into that dip, if you just held your stuff since then, the market has gone tremendously up from there. And again, this is the old buy and hold mentality. If you guys can do that, then you will probably be okay. Especially if you are in a total market funds or S&P 500 funds or whatever that doesn't give you risk to one single company or crypto going under. Now, if you guys can't stomach that, or if you just you need that money, if you are in the older age bracket where you don't have several decades to make up that loss, which is not a lot of my subscribers out there, not a lot of the people that watch these videos, but I'm sure there's a few. Then you can put in your stop loss orders prior to anything happening. And it may be this week, anytime. If you can't lose more than 10%, put in a stop loss order at a 10% decline. That way you are able to lessen your loss. Now, if it goes down by 11% and it triggers that order, and then before you can get another order back in, it goes up 15% from there, then you have lost, you missed out on 4% returns because you sold out with that 10% decline, and you locked in those losses. The biggest thing to take away from all this is that there will be some major news items coming up in the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks that are going to put negative pressure on stocks and cryptos, and that is going to be the Omicron variant is going to be a major news issue that puts negative pressure. I've already seen articles that say that Fauci says that we should do whatever it takes to slow the spread of this if it becomes it's something that we need to be really concerned about. Also, the debt ceiling fight is going to make news. There's going to be threats of shutdowns. That is going to be the way that it is, because that is the way that American politics is working right now. And then the holiday sales that normally accompany December, because of Christmas and travel and all the other things that go along with the holiday season and purchases. Those types of things will obviously buoy the economy back up, will buoy the stock market up. They're usually pretty good for retailers and shippers and things of that nature. So there will also likely be some positive news, but just be ready to see a crazy week coming up, a crazy couple weeks, depending on how this new variant goes, how the debt ceiling goes, and how supply chain struggles and the holiday shopping season end up going, and the forecast that are going to come out with that. I'm going to leave it right there with you guys. Like I said, just be ready. Be ready to see some crazy stuff. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure you hit the notification bell as well so that you don't miss anything that I put out. If you guys don't mind, hit that like button for me. That really helps me out in the YouTube algorithm, whether you are a new viewer, whether you are a continuing viewer. It really helps me out. Leave me a comment what you think about all this. Do you think that the Omicron variant is going to be horrible? Do you think that the vaccines aren't going to work with it? Tell me what you think about that and the debt ceiling down below. I would appreciate it, because that helps the almighty YouTube algorithm push these videos. Guys, I appreciate you watching today, and I'll see you in the next one.